My name's Terry Sheehan and I'm the Provincial Grand Master for the Mark in the province of Essex. Today I just wanted to give you a short introduction into the Mark Benevolent Fund Sunday lunch meal system that we've been running over the last 12 weeks or so. So how did it all begin? Back in March, April time, we had the start of the lockdown, and of course all our supermarket shelves were becoming empty. And so I put together a bid to the Mark Benevolent Fund for funding to provide meals to our most vulnerable members. The start of it was guesswork really on my part to try and establish how many meals we'd need each week and how we would cover the whole of the province. And so the estimate was around 150 meals a week, and from 3 Masonic centres around the province so that we could cover all areas. Now, I tried to choose Masonic centres that could supply the meals, but also where there were small catering companies so we could assist them during the lockdown period as well. So we chose Essex for the south and east, Chingford for the west, and the Brightlingsea area for north of the province. The bid to the MBF was in the region of about £23,000, and the system started during the last weeks of April. A couple of weeks into the scheme, I was contacted by Hamilton Court and asked if we could provide meals for those as well. Now obviously we hadn't catered for those because there's around 40 residents at Hamilton Court, and so we applied for further funding from the Mark Benevolent Fund, and they agreed a further £3,000 towards their costs. And the trustees of the Essex Mark Welfare Fund also agreed to provide an extra £2,000. So with this extra £5,000 we were also able to take on supplying meals to Hamilton Court.
Deputy Provincial Grand Master, can I ask, over the course of the scheme, how many meals were delivered from the centre here at Chingford?
There was 800 meals in total delivered from this centre.
I understand the Widow's Sons Masonic Motorbike Club played a large part in the delivery service. How valuable was their assistance?
Very valuable because they were able to supply people to fill in should we be short of drivers at any time.
What geographical area did the centre cover in its deliveries?
North, South and East Essex.
Did the menu vary over the weeks?
Yes, it did. There were 6 menus in total which were spread over the 12 weeks. The actual food itself was prepared at the hall and put into seal-tight containers, placed into paper bags and delivered by the drivers to the recipients. The recipients then had to heat the meal so that they were able to consume it. Lots of different items. There was roast chicken, roast beef, roast turkey. There were also different pies, and of course every meal went with a sweet, which could have been a steamed pudding or a crumble or something like that.
Thank you, Deputy Provincial Grand Master.
Pleasure.
So they want to come in, just to get out, to bring
When this scheme was first mooted, I was one of the first people to volunteer as a driver. During this time, I've delivered meals from Chingford out as far as Chelmsford, and it's been a very worthwhile exercise. It's made me feel useful. Some of the people that I was delivering meals to were A, elderly, B, had underlying health problems, so they were housebound. And I realised that I was the first human to speak to them in a week. Admittedly, they may have had phone calls, but to be able to stand face to face, albeit distance, and chat was worth more to them than just the meals, which brought it quite home to me. So all in all, I think we've done a very good job. I'm glad our Provincial Grand Master thought of it, put it into action, and I'm very pleased to have been part and parcel of it.
Hamilton Court, of the 45 odd residents, 37 members took up the offer of the meals from Chingford. It's one of our Masonic homes, and when we had the call that could we provide the meals for the recipients of the home, it was of course our pleasure to take part and to provide the meals for them. From the management at Hamilton Court through to the residents there, the response has been absolutely excellent. They've thoroughly enjoyed the meals. It's been really, really appreciated.
I understand one volunteer delivered all the meals to Hamilton Court on a weekly basis. What would you say to him?
To Brother Jane Hunter, we'd like to just say, to all the people that took part in the delivery of the meals, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for your help.
Did the menu vary over the weeks, and was the menu the same as the other recipients received across the province?
Yes, all the meals were the same that come from the centres, and they were varied. They rotated on a weekly basis.
Can you give us an idea of the menu served?
Yes, there was roast beef, chicken, there was steak and kidney pies, all sorts, it varied and went all the way through.
I understand the Widow's Son's Masonic Motorbike Club played a large part in the delivery service on week 12. How well was their visit received by the residents?
The residents, yeah, it was received very, very well. Most of the residents at Hamilton Court are ladies, and on the day that the Widow's Sons brought their meals, they gathered in the garden. They was all anxious to meet the guys and see them come in on their bikes, glass of wine in hand. It was very, very well received.
Assistant Provincial Grand Master, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, this is my last delivery to Hamilton Court, which I'm going to be disappointed with. I won't know what to do on a Sunday now. I've enjoyed doing it. The organisation, right from the top to the bottom, which I call us the drivers, has been enjoyable. And I know Hamilton Court people have enjoyed it because they sent us a thank you note. Everyone signed who had a dinner signed it, so that was very nice, which Chingford has had a copy of, and I do believe it's back up on the website somewhere. That's it really. Just looking forward for the next one, not the lockdown, but the next thing that we can do for vulnerable people. Just realised we have a complimentary tea bag, scone, jam and cream on behalf of Tony and his staff at E4 Catering, which is very nice.
First time here, what a lovely place. What a great day.
Hey, how you doing?
Keep smiling.
Oh yes.
Next week is our last week, so it'll be 13 weeks of supplying meals, and in that time we've received some wonderful feedback and letters from the recipients saying how much they've enjoyed their meals. So lastly, I would just like to end up by saying thank you to everybody who's been involved, to the caterers, to the volunteers and to the recipients. So thank you for your time, and I hope to see you all again at Masonic meetings in the near future. Thank you.